Hey everyone, Cedric from Vertex Marketing Agency, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my 10 favorite Chrome extension as a media buyer and technical marketer. So just to give you a little bit more context, so I run a Facebook ad agency and we manage Facebook ads for other companies, and we also do technical projects like setting up their tracking, their conversion API, their Google Analytics 4, and all that fun stuff. I actually have a long list of Chrome extensions installed on my browser, and I actually picked the top 10 that I use probably like every day, and they really help me when I'm trying to launch new creatives or when I'm doing, like I said, a technical project. So what I want to do is I want to share them with you, and hopefully they're going to be able to help you out and also save you a lot of, just a lot of time when you're doing specific projects, because that's definitely what it does for me. So with that being said, let's get into this week's content. So the first Chrome extension is called Foreplay. And guys, that's going to be the only Chrome extension that you actually have to get a membership, so a paid membership, in order to use it. All the other ones are going to be 100% free, but I definitely had to add this one to the list because I literally use it every day. And the way it works is when you're going to, let's say, Facebook ad library, because you're doing some research on, let's say competitors, or just you're trying to generate ideas for coming up with creative, because really media buying is all about generating new creative ideas. And this tool, again, it really helps me out sharing that idea with my team and finding inspiration. I'm in ad library and I just typed the company Yeti. I'm not the one managing their ads. I just love the brand. And if I scroll down here, let's say I like this video here and I want to share it with someone on my team. Maybe I want to share with the client and say, hey, could we do something like this? Before, what I had to do is I had to preview the video, download it, and then unfortunately it wouldn't download as an MP4. So I had to change the file type to MP4. And then now finally I had the file and I had to send it to a client. Or the other option was to send the link of the Facebook ad library so that they can click it and take a look at it. But unfortunately, what would happen is if ever maybe the client or someone on a team takes let's say a few days to reply, then the company maybe is not running that ad anymore, which would mean that the ad wouldn't be on the Facebook ad library. What you can do with Foreplay is once you add their Chrome extension, it gives you the option to save it to your library or to add it to a specific folder. So I could literally click on save here and then it would add it to my Foreplay library. And once it's saved, I can just literally copy a link and send it with my team. Let me actually show you what it looks like once you're logged into the platform. So once you're logged into your platform, you can actually see everything that you've saved. So for example, I have a folder called here Home Improvement, and you can see what are some other ads that I've saved. And let's say I wanted to send this link to someone on my team. All I have to do is copy the link. And let me show you what it looks like when you paste in a new tab. This is what you see right here, which then you can click on it to view it. And then someone on your team could just, read the caption, also see the landing page that it's directing the user to. And you could also, someone on your team could download it, right? So that's what Foreplay does, or at least that's one of the main feature. The other thing that I really like about Foreplay is their discovery tab here. So what you can do here is you can, let's say, search for something specific. And I don't know, let's say you're searching for suit because you're working with a suit company. And when I'm looking for suits here, I can see a bunch of other companies that are running ads and they're targeting the keyword suits. And that's exactly what I see here. And let's say I only wanted images, I can go here under format, select images, or if I want only videos, and you can narrow down by platform. So like I said, so right now I'm giving Facebook and Instagram as the example, but let's say you're running TikTok ads, or maybe you like to grab a concept from TikTok ads and bring it to Facebook, then you can just narrow it down by TikTok ads. But guys, that's pretty much what I use this Chrome extension for. So again, for two things. One of them is to save and share Facebook ads, and then number two is to actually find inspiration. And it's pretty cool that you can type almost like any type of keyword, like finance, like suits. Even you can really dig down on like specific products, and if you have a big enough competitor, most likely their ads are going to appear here. But guys, that's number one. Now let's get to number two. So Chrome extension number two is actually an emoji Chrome extension, and it's this one right here. And by the way, guys, the link of all these Chrome extensions are going to be in the description of this video, so you can just scroll down to the description and you'll be able to find all those links. But this is really great because whenever I'm writing copy, either in Ads Manager, or sometimes it's going to be in Google Doc, or I use Slack a lot and sometimes I'll actually be writing copy there. Sometimes some of these tools have an option to add an emoji. For example, in Ads Manager, you can actually add emojis in the primary text. They have a little tool here that you can click and you can select an emoji. But if ever you want to add an emoji to the headline, description, and I mean, the list goes on, there's a bunch of other places where you would add an emoji, maybe in an email. I like this Chrome extension because no matter where you are, you can just click it and you have option to add a bunch of different emojis. And guaranteed for Facebook ads, if you haven't done that yet, like try adding an emoji in your copy. That could be in the headline or primary text, especially a headline. I find that an emoji can work really well. Just make sure to not overdo it. You don't want to have 2 emojis because they can kind of like look like almost like a scam. But let's say I want to add that emoji here. So I just click it. Now it's copied. And I can just now add that in the headline. But without this Chrome extension, as I'm recording this video, it actually wouldn't really be an option. I would probably have to go somewhere else and copy it and then pasting it here. And then it'd be the same thing with the description. But that is Chrome extension number 2. It's something that allows you to add emojis wherever you are on the web. And it's really good for marketing, right? So for ads, email marketing, even sometimes landing page. So add that Chrome extension if you don't have an emoji Chrome extension on your browser. So the third one is a Chrome extension that allows you to click any element on a page, and it's going to tell you exactly the color, the font, and a bunch of different information about that element. So let me actually show you on the website. And by the way, it is called CSS Peeper. So that's actually the one right here. Now, as you can see, now that I click it, if ever I click on text here, you can see like there's a rectangle that shows up. Let's say I click on the button here. I can actually click on the button, and if I go here, I can scroll down. I can see that the text is obviously white, and in the background, it gives you the color code. So the reason I use this Chrome extension all the time is, let's say I'm working with a brand and we're creating like a design, right? Let's say for a Facebook ad image. Well, usually what we want to do is whatever, like, let's say colors that they're using on their website, maybe their logo, like it's just like their brand color. We usually want to add those colors in a design. So what we do is we'll actually go and we'll grab the color code of, let's say, the logo or maybe the buttons on the site because they match the color of the logo. And we'll just go ahead and use those colors for the design. So that's one of the reason. Or sometimes, we want to just know what font the company is using. So again, we can add the same font in our Facebook ads, or maybe we like a font that another company is using and we want to try that out. Again, all we got to do is click the text here, and it's going to tell us exactly what kind of font they're using and really everything that we want to know. So this Chrome extension, really, really useful if ever, again, you're creating designs, or maybe if you're creating like landing pages, this would be really useful. Like when I create a landing page, I always use that feature just to see maybe like what font other companies are using. And if ever I like a specific color of a website, again, I can just go ahead and click on the background, and it's going to tell me exactly what the background color is. So extension number 3, CSS Peeper. Number 4 is a Chrome extension called Grammarly. So that's just something that I have installed in my Chrome. And let's say I'm launching a new ad and I'm in Ads Manager. Like, it's great to just have a little tool that's just like always in the background working and looking at my copy. And what it is going to do is here, for example, we have a sentence that says, I don't know how to write copy. And here's just pointing out, hey, you have a spelling mistake. Now correct your spelling. And I can just click and then automatically it's just going to correct it for me. So again, it's just a cool little tool that's always just working on the background and just ensures that I don't make any spelling mistakes when, let's say I'm writing copy for ads, or if I'm sending an email to a client or replying to like Slack messages. It's, cool free tool that's always there, because there's nothing worse than publishing, an ad that has a spelling mistake. And then now you have to edit it, which, will re-trigger the learning phase, remove all the comments and the engagement. And, it's just a nightmare. So, why not install a Chrome extension that could potentially help you avoid that? But that's number 4. Chrome extension number 5. Now, this one is not really going to help you in your like media buying journey or tracking or anything like that. This is actually more for your health, just so because you're always an ads manager, or at least I am always an ads manager, or like I'm on Google doing some research. They use a lot of like bright white colors, and it just puts a lot of strains on your eyes. So I actually found a Chrome extension a while back that I actually really love. And when I found it, I thought it was pretty cool, a Chrome extension. It's called dark mode, and all you have to do is like enable it, and wow, like that feels much better on my eyes. So it just converts the page to like dark. It does the same thing with Ads Manager. So I don't know. I think it's a pretty cool extension. So I just wanted to add this to the list here, because again, when you're doing a lot of research, like a lot of those sites have like just like a bunch of like bright white colors, and yeah, it's just like really hard on your eyes. So save your eyes. Use that Chrome extension to convert it to like dark mode where it makes sense. Some site just might not look super nice, but I don't know. That's a cool little Chrome extension. But that's pretty much it with the first 5, which are like all in the same category. Outside of maybe the one that I just showed you, it's not really going to help you with your creative process. Again, I just thought it was a cool little Chrome extension, so it's more of like a bonus. But now let's get into some Chrome extensions that are a little bit more technical, or at least help me with my technical work. So let's get into those. So Chrome extension number 6 that are now in the, I guess, more technical category, it is the Facebook pixel helper. So what this does is you can just add that on your Chrome and you can navigate to any website, and all you have to do is click it, and then it's actually going to tell you if this site has a Facebook pixel installed. And then it's also going to tell you if they're setting an event on a specific page. Right now I'm on my home page, so obviously I would be sending a page view event. So if I click on it, you can see the page view event, and you can kind of see like what's going on here. You can see an event ID was added to the page view event. And for me, usually that's a good indicator that the user is doing both browser and server-side tracking, just because usually when there's an event ID, that means you're doing event deduplication. That means you're sending 2 events, and usually that means you're sending an event from both browser and server, right? That's a little bit more technical, but you know, if you're just even a media buyer, if ever you're working with a company, and I don't know, who knows, you're seeing that your cost per lead just like skyrockets, then go to the site. Maybe the Facebook pixel was removed. Maybe, you know, maybe there's something technical with the pixel, and the Facebook pixel helper is an amazing tool to just understand, to see if this company is doing browser side tracking, which all companies, like 100% of companies should be doing browser side tracking. And then this should also do server side tracking on top of that. But at a bare minimum, you should do browser side tracking. And this Chrome extension tells you if your company or if a specific company does that. And by the way, if you own an agency, that's also a good tool when you're doing an audit of, you know, maybe a company that you want to work with, to see if they have a pixel installed. And if they don't, you can mention that to them in your audit. So that's the first technical Chrome extension. Chrome extension number 7 is called the GA4 Event Debugger. So this is not a Chrome extension that I use every day, but when I need it, it's honestly really, really useful. The way it works is you can go to any website, right? Just make sure you have the Chrome extension enabled. It looks like this. And if I click on it, all it tells you is you actually have to inspect the page, and then you're gonna see it's gonna add like a new tab in your inspector tool. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit inspect. And as you can see, it's right here. So if I click on GA4 Debugger, now nothing shows up here just because I need to reload the page. So you load the GA4 Debugger tool, you reload the page, and it's actually going to tell you what are the GA4 events that you're sending to a specific measurement ID. So it's actually exactly like the Facebook pixel helper, but now this one actually tells you if a site is actually sending data to GA4, and if they are, you can actually see the events that they're sending. So on my website, you can see I'm sending a GA4 event, and if I open this, you can see that I'm sending a page view event and all the information that is inside that request. And you can also take a look at the data layer. They have a tab just for that. But this, again, really, really cool tool, because sometimes like a company is using Google Tag Manager to set up all their events, and you maybe don't have access to Google Tag Manager, or sometimes like they're using like an app or a plugin. Like for example, anyone that uses Shopify, you're not really in control of like debugging or troubleshooting your events. The only way you can really do that is inside GA4 or with a Chrome extension like this, right? So you just go through all the different events on your site to just see if they're firing properly. And the same thing, let's say if you're using a WordPress site with potentially an app, like you can use this to just kind of troubleshoot and just verify and make sure everything works. Sometimes GTM can be a little bit buggy. Then what I'll do is I'll use this just to see, okay, well, are the events actually firing properly? And I found that this Chrome extension is really reliable in terms of like knowing what kind of event a site is sending to GA4. So guys, that's Chrome extension number 7. And for Chrome extension number 8, so I've actually had this one for a very, very long time, and it is the Google Tag Assistant Legacy. So if you actually click on the link and you go to Google Chrome extension, you're gonna see that this one, it says that it's not supported anymore, but I have it and it works really well. But if you haven't worked with Google Tag Manager and you have no clue what GTM is, then this Chrome extension might not be super useful for you. But if part of your job is to make sure that the tracking is set up properly on the website, you're probably familiar with Google Tag Manager. And this Chrome extension does a few things. First of all, it tells you if the site has Google Tag Manager installed on the website. It also will tell you if there's more than one. So for example, that's my website. As you can see, we've got lots of stuff on the site here. We're a marketing agency and we have a GTM account for the agency, but then we also have one for like demos. So that's why there's 2. But sometimes that could actually cause issues on a site when there's more than one GTM installation. So again, this tool just tells you, yes, there is actually 2, and then here are the IDs, so you can properly find them and potentially delete one. And it also tells you if you're, tracking other things. So really cool tool for just like understanding, I guess what kind of technology is a website using? Like, are they doing Google Ads? Do they have the Google Ads remarketing tag? And are they using Google Tag Manager? But another reason why I like this tool, and again, if you haven't used Google Tag Manager, what I'm going to say is won't really resonate with you, but when you're previewing Google Tag Manager, if you have this Chrome extension, it's actually going to open up the preview just in a new tab versus a whole new window. So it makes going from like the site to the previewing tab a lot like smoother versus having to like switch from one window to the other. So, you know, it just saves you a little bit of time as well. So that's actually one of the reasons I always just keep that Chrome extension installed, and usually it's just not pinned, it's just like over there in the background. And like I said, it's more just for like going back and forth from previewing to the live site. Again, if you haven't used Google Tag Manager, probably what I just said doesn't really make sense. But if setting up tracking for companies is part of your job, then definitely I recommend this Chrome extension. Chrome extension number 9. This one is called the GTM Variable Builder. And you guessed it, it's a Chrome extension for Google Tag Manager. And this is really, really useful if you're the one in charge of setting up the tracking for your company. So basically the use case here is if ever your website has on the thank you page, let's say information about the user, like the user's like maybe first name, last name, email, phone number, or maybe if you have an e-com site, maybe the user makes a purchase on this site, and when they get to the thank you page, you see the value or the currency or maybe what they purchased, and you want to create a variable inside GTM and send that information back to maybe Facebook or GA4 or the list goes on. Well, this Chrome extension, all you have to do is highlight what you want to send to Facebook or that variable that you want to create, and it's going to give you the code, and all you have to do is go inside Google Tag Manager, create a custom JavaScript variable, and it's going to take care of the rest. So let me just show you how it works real quick. So let's pretend that you went on my website, you just submitted a form, and when you get to the thank you page, you see the email on the thank you page, right? It could potentially say something like, thanks for getting in contact with us. We just sent you an email at this email or something like that, right? Or maybe if they just made a purchase on your website, sometimes like there's like the transaction details with the shipping or billing info. And then as part of that billing info, again, you have the first name, last name, email, phone number, okay? Let's pretend that this sentence right here is the email address. To use that Chrome extension, the way it would work is you would just inspect the page. And guys, you don't need to know how to code in order to do this, okay? It's really simple. And you just click on console. And again, what you want to do is just highlight the element on the page that you'd like to create a custom JavaScript variable with. So again, I'm using this as an example. And now I'm just going to go ahead and click the Chrome extension. And you're going to see this right here just appeared into the console. And they're letting you know right here. So it pays into the console to test. And if ever you want to actually use this in Google Tag Manager as a custom JavaScript variable, you just want to copy and paste this one. But right now, just to test it, I'm going to copy this one here and just paste that into the console, hit enter, and look what it returns, right? So if I were to copy this one and put that inside Google Tag Manager, what that would do is that custom JavaScript would actually return the value right here on my website, which in this specific example, I would never do that with the heading. But again, if ever you're trying to do that with an email or maybe a purchase value or the currency, like this is where this Chrome extension can be really useful. But again, just to show you that it works with whatever you highlight, I'm going to highlight this now. And now I'm going to click the Chrome extension, and same thing here. We get some code here. I'm going to paste that into the console just to preview it. And perfect, conversion driven ad creative. That's it. That's exactly what I highlighted, right? So guys, that's number 9, a GTM variable builder. Chrome extension number 10, so the last one. So it's actually a VPN Chrome extension, but the reason I want to share with you is because it's actually completely free. Now I know that like VPN, they've been around for a long time. You definitely know what it is, and you're maybe already using one, but I wanted to share an option with you guys that is completely free because I like to use a VPN, not really to watch movies on Netflix or anything like that. It's really sometimes like I need to look at a website. For example, I'm working with this company that have traffic from Canada, United States, and a bunch of other countries. And sometimes like the tracking needs to be different based on the country. Maybe sometimes the product price, and the list goes on. So by using a VPN, I'm able to change my IP. So I find this this little Chrome extension really, really cool. The way it works is you can just click on it, and then you can select the IP that you want. Let's say I want to an IP from someone that is in France. It tells you exactly what the IP would be. I'm just gonna click on that. Obviously they'll have little ads here and there because it's a free tool, but it's completely free. And then I just can click that, and now it's turned on. And if I go on Google, type what is my IP, it's actually going to return this IP right here, and that is not my home IP. So it works really well for like testing, troubleshooting. You know, sometimes like the company has made changes to a website, but for whatever reason you're still seeing the old website. Well, sometimes like changing your IP and moving to a VPN will just allow you to see that like most updated version of a site. But guys, that is it for my 10 favorite Chrome extensions. Let me know if you have a Chrome extension that you use on a daily basis that I don't have here. And if you think, you know, it would help me save some time, definitely please let me know in the comment section. But if you'd like for me to make a video like this, but about softwares that we use, so not just Chrome extensions, but like my top favorite softwares, then let me know, because just like Chrome extensions, I use a lot of different softwares. Some of them are paid, some of them are free, and you know, it helps me so much. So if ever you guys want a video on that subject, just let me know in the comment section. But that is it for this video, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.